What is up, guys? It is Styx here, and today I'm going to be showing you all another PvP hunter build. This is another one I've been running a fair bit, and this one is more focused on solar. Now, for the build, starting with the subclass, I will be going with Blade Barrage. This is because it has a significantly shorter cooldown than Marksman or Deadshot, and as such can be used very well to shut down wells and bubbles. This is very useful in trials, this is very useful in certain comp game modes, and it can be useful in certain teams on 6v6. I will also, for the sake of this build, be running Acrobat's Dodge. Dodge to perform an acrobatic leap upon landing, make yourself and nearby allies radiant. Strafe Jump for the directional control as I'm in the air. The Proximity Explosive Knife, exactly how it sounds. And the healing grenades so that I can apply cure and restoration to myself and especially my allies. The aspects I will be running are Knock 'em Down, in which Blade Barrage launches more projectiles, and while radiant, any final blows with my equipped melee will fully refund my melee energy. As well as On Your Mark, where precision final blows grant me and nearby allies increased weapon handling and reload speed for a short duration, which stacks up to 3 times, and activating my class ability immediately grants all 3 stacks. The fragments I will be using, which are incredibly important, are going to be Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. Ember of Benevolence. Applying restoration, cure, or radiant to allies grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration for a short duration. And Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. I highly recommend running these fragments. If there are any you need to sub out, as long as you don't sub out Ember of Torches and Ember of Benevolence, that should be fine. However, these are all extremely good for not only PvP, but specifically this build. Now, onto the armor. I'm going to be running on the helmet, kinetic, and solar targeting. Realistically, if you want to use something other than solar weapons, run whatever targeting mod works for you. On my arms, I'm going to be running 2 dexterity mods and fastball. On my chest plate, I'm going to be running 2 unflinching mods. On my legs, I'm going to be using Frosties. Sprinting gives energy, and dodging speeds up my sprint speed. And I will be using Absolution, Invigoration, and Innervation so that whenever I pick up orbs dropped by allies, or just dropped during combat if I get a multi-kill, this will give me an increased amount of ability energy as well, which in this current meta is a very nice thing to have because people don't have as many abilities right now. And finally, on the cloak, I will be using Double Distribution and Bomber. That way I can get all of my abilities more quickly when I'm using my class ability. Now, for the overall weapons, you can really use anything you want. A few of my builds are Chaperone and Igneous Hammer, Chaperone and Epical Integration, Ace of Spades and Distant Tumulus, Thorn and Distant Tumulus, Shepherd's Watch and Sunshot, Duality and Austringer, as well as one that I think is quite good, especially right now, is the Reprised Summoner with Forerunner. I've had tremendous success with all of these setups of weapons, and I will explain why I like to use these in particular. A big thing with looking at these weapons in this build is 140s with damage perks still do a tremendous amount of damage, especially when you apply Radiant on top of them. So Ace of Spades with your kill clip, you will still do enough damage to 2-shot certain Guardians, especially if you have a power level advantage on them or they are running low resilience, which many hunters do, at least right now. It is similar in the case with Thorn and Radiant, as the ticking dot damage becomes extremely perilous to deal with at that point. I like the idea of using Chaperone just because it's a insanely powerful slug shotgun. Forerunner is a stat monster of a sidearm. Sunshot is a stat monster of a hand cannon. And Duality is a nice little double where it's pellets or slugs. And then Summoner also can roll kill clip in order to benefit from what I was just speaking about. So I do recommend, if you want to have some extremely powerful fun, run something that has some degree of kill clip or damage perk. That way you can fully take advantage of the DPS bonus from Radiant. Especially higher rate of fire weapons will tend to just benefit more because they would save more time from a lower time to kill. My heavy weapon, I will be using Cry Mutiny. Demolitionist Vorpal Weapon is the role I've got, and Freehand Grip is the mod I will be using on it. This is just an overall good solar weapon. If you guys have any questions, I will be putting the dim link in the description if you need to take a look at that. And if you would like to see more of this kind of thing, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you want to see. If you still don't like seeing this kind of thing, tell me what you do want to see. Either way, I'll finish out the rest of this video with some more PvP gameplay, and peace, gamers.